Hey, welcome. It's Channel Couch Co-op again. It's Grim and got Shapes. Today we're talking about X-Men, the arcade game from 1994. No, two. My bad. And we're gonna. It's kind of in line with all the side-scrolling beat-em-up games that we've been playing as of late. In terms of just kind of why X-Men is actually important to us, we'll jump it over to Shapes.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? You guys probably know I'm going to paint a picture here that you already knew what I was doing. But we grew up in the era of X-Men in the early 90s.
Oh.
And that was like its major resurgence. I don't know what the hell, but like comics at that time were just like in the early 90s, it was about big pockets, lots of pockets, and like super tight spandex. And it was great, honestly. I'm not complaining. But, for me, X-Men has just been huge. I mean, it's, it was started in the 60s. We, Jack Kirby and
Stanley in 1963.
Yeah. And so, and it's just kind of, I think it actually went through a lull in the late 60s, early 70s or something.
There's always been points in comic history where it almost ends or tanks out.
Yeah, was it the 80s? Because Giant Size is what revitalized it, right? 75.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like the the 5-way revenge of the Joker for Batman, because that one was in 74, something like that.
Yeah.
Where it made Batman dark again, and this made X-Men cool again.
Right.
But anyway, so it was, for me, obviously, it was the cartoon series that came out in 92. Yep. Everybody knows it, the best fucking intro in the world. Yes, there it is. Anyway, fantastic. Wolverine, it introduced me to Wolverine, Gambit. But prior to that, X-Men was, honestly, I don't think existent to me.
Right.
But I mean, was it existent to you, really?
Yeah, it was kind of different for me. My father was a huge comic book fan. In the scary facts that he actually at one point had. Detective Comics, he had Superman 1, which is I think Action Comics at the time. He had X-Men 1. He had a plethora of comics, and oddly enough, when he turned 21 or so, my grandmother was just like, hey, you need to find a wife and be an adult. You don't need these stupid books, and threw them all in the dumpster. And probably, if my father, God rest his soul, was still around, he'd be crying at this point to see how much these books are worth now. In the late 80s, early 90s, my father collected a lot of trading cards for Marvel Series 1, 2, 3 and DC. And so I had this kind of affinity towards comic book heroes. And as the early 90s started to come about and X-Men took off with, was it Jim Lee at that point that he started drawing to them?
Yes.
And it just skyrocketed with that.
Because it was X-Men 1.
Yeah.
And then there was Gold Team and Blue Team.
Right.
Which, they went on their own separate missions, but, to touch on your card thing,
right.
Like, that was huge. I've seen his collection, his father's collection, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I mean, he has them all. Personally, I collected the 93.
The Flare?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. Because was it 52 total cards or something?
Something like that.
Something like that. So anyway.
Throw it up there.
Yeah. Hey. So anyway, so I collected those. There was, Gambit was always my favorite. Wolverine, of course, was good too, but Wolverine, I just like Gambit. I've always liked the sleuth, thief kind of thing, and he was sly with Rogue, which I always thought was super hot.
Right.
I like a southern accent on a woman. There's just something about it. But
I was more of a Jean Grey, but respect.
Yeah. I mean, Storm was fine too, but Jubilee, I just couldn't.
In the cartoons, they portrayed her very whiny, so you're just like...
True.
And also, she was super young at that time.
Well, not for us at the time.
True, but reflecting back as a mid-30-year-old person...
Don't think I'm a goddamn pedo. I'm just putting that out there, no. But anyway, yeah. Oh, the things. So, I mean, for me, after, outside of the cards and the comics, like, comic book collecting, I guess, back then was, well, not I guess, I know, was expensive.
Right.
And, like, for me and my mom, like, it was hard, like, to collect comic books. She would buy us, like, she'd be like, all right, you could get, like, one or two.
Yeah.
And so that's what we would get, and it would be, like, at most once a month.
Yeah, like going to the Rite Aid or the Perry Drugs and the rack with the comics.
Yeah.
And trying to find the one with on the cover that had as many superheroes on it as possible. You pick that one up.
Exactly. I mean, that's how I got introduced to Spider-Man 2099.
Nice.
But anyway, so I mean, it was one of those things. Like I did have X-Men 1 from 1991, I believe is what it was.
Yeah.
With Jim Lee doing the art, which is fantastic. They did a big swim shoe or swimsuit shoe in the back of it. So there was that, and I remember seeing that back in the day and just having the tingles, prior to my balls dropping.
Right.
But yeah, anyway, so that was it. Obviously the cartoon, like I said, but later on, I was obviously, I'm not going to repeat myself, but Genesis all the way, do or die. So I had both of these games. This is actually a Best Buy copy.
This will show this on cam. Go ahead, keep talking.
I had that complete in box. The poster's downstairs in my retro game room. But those two are the ones I played extensively. This is a game that I got after the fact. Mutant Apocalypse, yes.
This one's actually pretty hard. I actually, me and my brother own this one. It's fun.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say the Genesis X-Men games are, they have their flaws,
Right.
but at least it's co-op.
Right.
So, but yeah. Anyway, I guess that's really all I got for X-Men at the moment. Well, actually, I will do current day X-Men.
Right.
There's a little bit of hatred needs to be spread here in this day and age.
Throwing some shade. What do we got?
So let me tell you a little something here. X-Men, I think, has been treated as the redheaded stepchild as of late, and this kind of supersedes what we're going to go with eventually here. I'll touch on it, but like I just kind of feel like X-Men's been the redheaded stepchild as of late with Marvel, just because theatrically they did not own the license.
I mean, the MCU is just a powerhouse of money.
Disney.
And then on top of that, just
Disney in general.
production value. I mean, honestly, like the Avengers movies have been very pretty to watch, where at times some of the X-Men are difficult to watch. Even in terms of the original X-Men, the late 90s, early 2000 X-Men.
I'm not going to debate you. To me, all the X-Men movies are camp. Total fucking camp. I mean, they're not, if you go, you're not going to go in there and expect to see Oscar drama, like it's not bad. It's comic booky for sure.
Yeah, I would say, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, the only thing I didn't like is some liberties, like they made Magneto old, which I kind of hated. Like, don't get me wrong, what is it?
Eric Lyncher?
No, Ian McKellen.
Ian
McKellen, like, great actor. Did fucking fabulous with.
Pretty sure he's knighted, so it's Sir Ian McKellen, sorry.
Sorry, no, but it's his title.
And Patrick Stewart was the only one you could mention.
Yeah. Well, no, but Patrick Stewart, he was born to be Professor X,
Right.
But I don't know. I just couldn't get into Ian McKellen. Like,
What about Michael Fassbender?
yes,
Sorry.
he is Magneto, 100%. And honestly, I kind of like it what they did with the
First Class.
Yeah, and like that time frame or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like the reboot that they did.
That iteration, I would have to say, First Class is out of those X-Men movies that came out late 90s, early 2000s, is probably the best executed, good story, and most entertaining. Though it's still, for me personally, which we'll probably do a retrospective on the movies in general at some point, just because we have so much passion for this. In my opinion, I want to see an X-Men movie where the original five are the original five. They haven't done that yet, and I really want to see that.
Yeah, and they kind of left it open. There's something that was released recently with WandaVision.
Yes, it's
where it looks like they're referencing House of M.
Yep.
So, which is basically where Scarlet Witch eradicated, essentially, right? All the mutants, like, took away their power.
I think she said, "I don't want any more mutants," or something.
Yeah,
some
no more mutants.
Yeah, she
no more
quoted
mutants.
something, and it wiped out a lot of population of. I think it's mutants. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was like basically whatever comic books, right? But like all the X-Men still had their powers for the most part. So, because Cyclops, like all new X-Men, not that one. Nah, I guess it's not up here. No. But anyway. I have it, but it's buried somewhere. But you know, it's been one of those things where it's so good, it's great. I think because of it's a team effort. Everybody has their own personality, bring to the table. You know, what made the movies great was honestly they were the first real comic book movies that felt like a comic book movie at the time. Of course, they had that cheesy ass fucking black leather. That's why I brought that up. You know, or that trend or whatever kind of followed the Matrix shit.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know. I mean, for me, I kind of feel like they need to make a movie where it's the original 5. They need to have it like. I mean, now that Marvel has it, I pray to God, because they do good things. Kevin Feige or Feige, I don't know what it is.
Feige.
Is it Feige?
Yeah.
Does great things. Yeah. He really does. So I think if he gets his hands on this, he'll find a way. I think the House of M thing would be kind of a cool way.
Crossover, yeah.
Well, even I predict this. Here's my Nostradamus. Nostradamus prediction here. Okay, it is that I predict that they're gonna say that she made the world's population believe that mutants didn't exist, and all the people that had mutant abilities didn't know they had mutant abilities because she blocked it with some mysticism of hers.
So this will be post the Doctor Strange Scarlet Witch movie, which will possibly lead into that. You're thinking?
Well, no, is it what? Well, perhaps I don't know. I don't know when, but I'm just saying that could be. Look, we're doing speculation corner here a little bit, but yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do with it, because like they could totally do it that way. But sorry.
Because hypothetically, there is rumors and whatever rumors are rumors. The next Doctor Strange movie is Into the Multiverse. Into the Multiverse supposedly is supposed to have a correlation to Scarlet Witch. So with the mysticism of the multiverse, this multiverse could possibly be your lead into Marvel.
I hope they don't do that though.
Yeah, I mean, or not Marvel.
Multiverse is like, it's like, to me, multiverse is like the biggest cop out, kind of.
Yeah, but you have to see execution, because if you don't see how they execute it, they could actually execute it fundamentally. You're like, okay, this isn't horrible.
See, I think my method, though, I mean, this is my personal opinion, obviously, but like, I think my method feels like, I don't know, it's just kind of like, oh, multiverse, like, press the button. Like, you know, whereas mine's a little more, well, manipulative, and it could have a story behind it. Like, why would you do that? Like, people could get pissed off at Scarlet Witch and be like, why did you hide my powers from myself? Why, you know, that kind of crap. But who knows? Anyway.
Yeah. Well, we'll you know, kind of encapsulate this particular conversation for the moment. We'll see how it kind of unfolds in the next 4 years in terms of the MCU and the progression and the evolution.
Yeah. Plant a tree.
Right? A time capsule. No, I'm kidding. So what we'll do now is we're going to talk about some of our cool collectibles, and then we'll talk a little bit about the X-Men arcade game. If you want to help me, I start over here just grabbing that book real quick. So this isn't all X-Men specifically. It's kind of like the architects of Marvel and comics in general, and just some of my personal pieces. This is by no means all of it, nor do I want to disclose how much stupid stuff I've bought over the years. Either way, so we got Secret Wars #1, which is a variant with Neil Adams cover. It's actually signed by Neil Adams, so I have that. Deadpool's on the cover. Deadpool was quite the rage at that time and still is at this point.
Always.
This one is Spider-Gwen #2. It's the variant. It's the Stan Lee exclusive. It's actually signed by Stan Lee, God rest his soul.
Good man.
With before he passed away, got that signed and it's authenticated and all that. So that's a nice little piece to have. This one's a little different. X-Men '92 was a comic book series that kind of took after the X-Men cartoon series that we kind of grew up with and loved. And at one point, Gwen Stacy, or Spider-Gwen, was so popular.
Well, it was the Battle World Secret Wars crossover. I think it's canceled now, though.
Yes,
yeah,
I think so.
Anyway,
but this is when Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen, was so popular that they made every cover variant.
She still is.
Yeah. Into each particular mutant, and it's actually signed by the artist Ryan Stegman, who is an artist Michigander person I've met multiple times, and he's also a Spartan alum. Go Green. We also have Wolverine #1 when he had his series. Also, this one is particularly signed and written by art by Ryan Stegman. And then we got this particular piece where I got it at Comic-Con around here by the wonderful Ken Lashley. He's a really, really awesome artist, and he's an amazing human being. The story with him is oddly enough, my family had a Chinese restaurant at the time, and I actually delivered him Chinese food a couple of the nights that he stayed in our city doing this con, and he was nice enough to grace me with a gift, and it was phenomenal. So Nightcrawler was one of my favorite characters growing up, along with Wolverine, but Nightcrawler I couldn't pass up.
Nah.
This one is a Secret Wars variant #1, which is actually signed by Alex Ross. So another one of those super famous, super amazing artists of comic books. So right here,
this is the good shit. Take it out of the goddamn. Is it wrapped?
No.
Oh, good.
But this is the graded version of Days of Future Past.
This is the good one.
Rated 9.0.
Well, I guess it's not necessarily the best one.
There's that one, and hand that to you. Thank you.
Sure.
This one's actually wrapped, but this one is the death of Marvel Girl, Jean Grey, or Phoenix, before the Dark Phoenix saga. This is graded 9.6. And then the last one, which is probably my pride and joy in terms of most of my comics. My father had some comics that he left for me, so it's not my overall favorite, but Giant Size X-Men #1. I know it's only rated as 7.0, but this is the first appearance of Wolverine, Storm, and Colossus and Nightcrawler
As X-Men.
So very special part in my heart in terms of comic books and things of that sort. Pop that back up here. But we digress, and we're going to bounce into at least talking about the video game.
Yeah.
So X-Men, first 5 X-Men were Iceman, Beast, Angel, Jean Grey, which is Marvel Girl, and Cyclops. In this game, the 6 playable characters, which is actually in widescreen.
Yeah, it was the first game to have, they basically combined like some kind of mirror trick. I don't know, it was weird. I'll put it up there. But, and then they had like all the things. It was essentially wider than widescreen slightly, I think. 9 or 16.9 or by 9, whatever you want to call it.
The playable characters in that was Dazzler, Colossus, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Cyclops, and Storm. Sorry, always forget Storm for whatever reason. But for oddly enough, when we were kids, or at least for me specifically, going into arcade trying to play this game, especially with the hype with X-Men and comic books at that time, we never got a chance to play, or at least me and my brother did, because we unfortunately were short, young kids, and all the teenagers, young adults would hog the machine.
I mean, we for me it was a skating rink. They kind of had like a collection of arcade, games, mostly the crap that quarter munched so you could get tickets. But yeah, I remember they had the X-Men game there. It was only the 4-player one.
Yeah.
But I just remember like it wasn't. There was something about with ours. It was because the school they had skate night or something like that, so they rented out the place.
So a roller rink. It was a roller rink. So skate,
Yes.
not like a skate park. It was a roller rink.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. So basically, once a month they would rent out the thing for that particular school, and I think they did it for each of the relative schools for a social activity back when these things happened. Because nowadays there's no time for that type of stuff. But
if there isn't, goddamn, loosen your schedule.
right.
I always think of the Brian Regan joke about nuking a Pop-Tart. You know how long it takes to put, they tell you, I'm the rapper, guess how long it takes they tell you to nuke a Pop-Tart?
25 seconds.
5.
Wow. Oh.
Fucking 5 seconds.
I didn't start eating Pop-Tarts.
I mean, I haven't looked at it in a while, it might have changed, but yeah, 5 fucking seconds. Like, if you can't squeeze 5 seconds out of your life, you get...
I think also nowadays there's a liability if they get hurt, so there's one of those things too.
Nah.
Yeah. But
there's sports.
Yeah, but even still, you know, people are quick to sue. Anyways, so what you'll be seeing, true, shortly will be, us playing the game. The last time I played this game, oddly enough, was me and my family went on vacation in late 2007, 8, 9, something like that. We went to Canada, and then there's this Canadian SeaWorld. Smelled like dead fish. And there was an
fucker, I know this place, and you were talking about it again, and I'm like, what is that place called? It's like Wagon Wheel?
I don't know. We'll throw it up.
Yeah.
So beyond that, there was an arcade, and there was a whole bunch of old school cabinets. They actually had The Simpsons and this X-Men one. So me, my brother, and my cousin, who actually at the time had a little bit of extra cash, we dumped $20 in quarters, and we just sat there and cleared it. And it was very weird in the fact that all these young kids who didn't really understand X-Men or kind of grasp it as well as we did were looking at us play it, and we were doing the exact same thing 20 years post what we deal with, where the adults are taking over all the machines. But we cleared that machine out. There's many things that I can quote off of that particular vacation, which I will, just in reference to the great time I had. Without further ado...
Well, hold on.
Sorry.
My experience.
Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry.
But yeah, no, I can't. But yeah, I mean, we used to play it. Honestly, it was one of those situations everybody was waiting in line, and when you got to play, you were playing with people you didn't know. It was no choice. But it was fun. A lot of the time, I liked playing Wolverine or Nightcrawler. In these games, Nightcrawler, for whatever reason, had a clean screen clearing freaking move where he zipped around, when in actuality he just teleports in the comics. But whatever. And then he becomes like a kinetic ball of energy, like Gambit's cards.
Right.
When you think about it.
Or Cannonball, I think, or Speedball or something.
No,
like
it's Cannonball.
Cannonball, okay.
But see, nerdy. So anyway, I always played Wolverine. The thing that was always funny about it was Magneto, in one part of the game, he goes, "Welcome to die," and it's I think a meme, maybe, and I don't know, it's probably aged. But anyway, it was good. Big quarter muncher. I never made it far, but as you guys will see in this, we'll beat it. The Japanese version, believe it or not, this time is easier than the American version.
Right.
And we will be playing the Japanese version this time, just so you guys know. I don't know if Grim mentioned it, but we're playing it on Xbox 360.
Yep.
Regular Xbox 360 controllers. I think that's it.
Yeah. So please enjoy, and we'll see you in a second.
Yeah. All right. You want to just do a US? Nah. Alright, see?
21st century. Evil mutant.
Now you keep knowing what I'm talking, seeing what I'm talking about.
Can do nothing against the power.
If I could spit out words.
Only hope is X-Men. Go and save the city.
Special both buttons?
I think I had it telling. Because I think if you press jump and punch at the same time, then you just fly through the air.
Mutant power, grab that.
Oh. You can't hit each other once.
Yeah. It's welcome. Most welcome. Oh yeah, that's right. When they're down, you can punch them on the ground. Yeah. There it is. See it? Yeah, boy. Can I get that though? Oh no! No, I thought I was talking to myself. Wolverine. I'm not gonna get that. Like, what the? How do you get it? But yeah. All right. So why is your power?
Right. So you get
Okay.
Pyro.
Pyro will turn.
He has cheap revival skills here that you like instantly. Oop. Ooh. I don't think so. Yes. Plot twist. I'm better than you are. Yes. Oh, this is just killing it. Yes. Yes. Wolverine is your enemy, sir. God.
Nice. So Pyro was always like one of the, you know, in games I think like one of the first bosses because he was kind of like a B-lister of the major enemies of the X-Men.
Yeah, the Brotherhood. Yeah, they. Well, he was Magneto's son, I believe, right?
Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, were his son.
No. I'm pretty sure Pyro was too. Magneto has a lot of like illegitimate children.
He's getting around in the 70s and such, eh?
Yeah, swinging.
Oh, come on.
Oh! Oh! I was like, yes. There you go. That's what I wanted to do. Oh, by the way, when you die, you get, I think you get your mutant power back. But, oh, damn. Not too bad. Doing alright, bud? Huh? Oh yeah, and you don't get to take your oh, that's why Wolverine heals himself. I forgot.
So let's see, it looks like
Oh,
basically instead of foot soldiers we're having multicolored sentinels.
yeah. Trask was busy.
Yeah.
Or Mother Gold, whatever.
Right. So, for those who aren't Marvel aficionados, Sentinels were created by Albert Trask to destroy all the mutants who thought they were a threat. So yet again, the man thinks mutants that are different are scary and finds a way to kill them.
He was many guys in the X-Men series, but Kingfish.
Yeah, he used to play with
Was it Apocalypse? No, it wasn't Apocalypse. It was Days of Future Past.
yes, and here's our
Nothing
the
moves
other
the blob.
the blob. Basically, this guy who's super fat.
Go get him while he's down. Get him.
There's the most center of gravity.
Gotta hit his ass while he's down.
Oh,
This guy's really cheap. He's horrible, honestly. Oh, wow. Nice. Yes.
oh, he had a heart attack. Too many burgers.
Bill Duke, I think. No,
X-Men.
it wasn't Bill Duke. That's
We have been taken by Magneto. However, we had time to locate their
Xavier's
base
presence
on
in the
Island M.
background, Juggernaut.
Destroy
Yeah.
it.
Marco. Was it Flint Marco? No. That's
Marco Sandman.
No. Is it Flint? Oh yeah, it was Flint.
As you can tell, we have a large range of comic book knowledge as well. And maybe this guy that we're on the times too, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of information to keep in the brain. Filed correctly.
Well,
And honestly, there's a lot of names that are kind of repeated at times.
there's a lot of alliteration which they brought to our attention in Big Bang Theory. If you ever watched that show.
Oh yeah. Well, that Stan Lee liked to name a lot of his guys the same letter as their first and last.
Alliteration.
Yeah, literally, exactly.
So these crocodile people, I don't remember seeing them too often.
A savage letter.
Ah, yes, okay. So the Savage Land was a weird name, like almost like a little triangle as thing.
It was in forgot that.
Yep.
It was in Antarctica. There was like a secret cave, I think, or something like that. And it's entirely ridiculous, yes, but this world that basically is untouched by time. And Sauron's there.
Was it like a terraform pterodactyl?
Yeah. Well, it's a human, but it transforms.
Human.
Yeah. Well, no. It is a human, but then he turns into a humanoid pterodactyl.
Oh.
Yes.
Killer bees.
Bring it on, baby. You gotta hit the female.
Ah. Sweet.
Indeed. Otherwise, they keep on coming. Got it. Takes a lot of hits.
Oh.
Oh.
You.
Oh. Take it.
I think honestly, if we're referring back to childhood, I think this is the farthest I ever got as a child.
Honestly, it's been so long. I can't remember. Oh, I was trying to get out. Okay. I saw it. I swear to God, I saw it.
It's funny because back in the, I would say probably good 10 years ago, I went on a family vacation to the SeaWorld equivalent in Canada.
Yeah, is it Lego or some shit like that? What's it called?
I don't remember, but like it was in Toronto, and there was this massive arcade with a whole bunch of old cabinets.
Yeah.
And this was one of them.
Yeah. It's called Wagon Wheel or some shit like that.
Something.
Here it is. Here it is.
X-Men, welcome to die.
Welcome to die. So
That's English at its finest right there. Yeah.
But in this SeaWorld,
Wendigo!
oh, it's Wendigo.
Oh shit.
We have this gigantic arcade, and they had the Simpsons, and they had this X-Men. And because at the time, me, my brother, and my cousin were working, we had a little bit of money. We actually played these games for once, and we actually played it all the way through. And it was, oops, sorry.
Nightcrawler.
Oh yeah.
We had money.
Take it to the man.
We cleared the whole game. We actually had like a group of 5 to 10 people who were like, how do you guys know how to play this game? And it was like, we didn't understand what's going on. It was kind of just like playing to an audience, if you will.
Yeah. Well, I remember that place. The
Go
game
and
I
rescue
played,
Kitty
it was
from
this
the cave.
3D holographic game. Do you remember that? And you played like a cowboy that was going through time.
Really?
And it was a quick time thing, kind of like, was it Dragon's Lair?
Oh, okay.
Where you had to, basically, if you knew all the button presses, you could beat it in one city, but, it was trial and error. But, yeah, that was the one I played a lot. I was, like, obsessed with it, because it was, like, amazing to me. It was, like, real-life people, and it was, like, a hologram. And it was, like, a shell, a white shell that you looked into. And, like, you'd go through different time, like a Native American would shoot you with an arrow. What was the Oh my goodness. Oh, that hurts you? Oh, right in the back of the head.
All of a sudden, we're fighting these sentinels that live in there. Wolverine!
Jump. You'd figure it out, right?
Well, it's like an attack. Time to go faster.
Well, you schooled me, Grim. There's too many people. Get out of here. Oh!
Bad.
Oh my god! Dear Lord! No!
Okay. Let's target me. That's cool.
Get her.
Shoot her! Shoot her!
Come back here, mechanical Rodan. God damn it! There it is.
Wall. No. An elevator.
Elevator. Hold on. There we go.
Gratuitous elevator scene.
Yep. Oh, it gets better. I think that this happens again before we fight the White Queen. Emma Frost.
Yes.
Whomever you want to call her. I suppose at this time it will be White Queen.
Oh, come on! January Jones, I think, played her last.
Sweet, sweet January Jones.
No, I know her best from that.
I know her best from... I mean, don't get me wrong, Mad Men was okay. It wasn't bad.
Isn't she also in
I don't think so.
comment below if you know. Make us look bad. It's fine.
I don't know what else she's in, but she is a
Oh, she was in American Pie 3.
Really?
She was,
Oh, wasn't she the sister or
yeah,
something?
she was Allison Hannigan's sister.
Yes, she was a whore, right?
I don't remember that.
I think that's what it was, because Stifler wanted to sleep with her, and like...
I never wanted to sleep with anyone.
Yeah. Well, not his mom.
Oh, right. That was Steve.
No, his name was Steve.
Who really was?
No, you're thinking of... Yeah, Shipwreck, Finch. I think this is Masterful. Or no, this is Nimrod.
Ah, Nimrod. Very arcane.
The thing I ponder though is how is Nimrod teamed up with the Brotherhood of Mutants?
Yeah.
Because they should be enemies. Oh. Like it. Whoops.
Oh, what?
Yeah, don't do your mutant power if you have power and trains like after life.
Are you saving Moira McTaggart or is that just great?
I think it's Gene.
You must rescue the professor.
Thanks. Generic redhead.
Yeah.
So,
Oh!
those are new.
I thought I was. Oh, so you have to basically chuck something at it. Is it? Oh Jesus! Who would have thought you could have just leapt off the goddamn edge? Well, you know, I can't jump off here, like, you know.
It's like a manhole. Turtle.
But that's a little more, at least a little forgiving.
Right.
Straight up lost a whole life. Oh yeah. Go get that.
So, like, the game is phenomenal and very reminiscent of childhood, but
This is...
the seashell sentinel colors and no other characters is a little much.
Who's that?
This is the character design and layout.
Oh yeah.
So White Queen's power is the ability to turn Diamond?
Her skin can turn into diamonds, and she's a telepath. Look at that.
Wow. Just made that girl cry. Oh, watch out.
Oh, it's not over. Oh, it's not over. Dear God. Are they dropping bombs? Huh.
Oh, God.
Oh, I totally missed.
One life left. Be careful.
Wow.
You get that.
Nice. Kick to the face.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Pretty sure you can. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, God, it's on the hole. Go ahead, get that power. Trap.
Just a shower of metal. Motherfucker, he's trying to shoot me. I can tell. Oh! This is gonna be brutal. Hold on. Yeah!
That's probably the one most useful way of using that at this point. Usually we're just like, oh, it's a gigantic symbol.
Alright, now they're coming out. In mass.
It reminds me of Mongo's world, or Mojo's world.
Oh, yeah. He's a guy from it's like a different dimension, right? Where everything's televised.
Juggernaut will flatten.
I'm the Juggernaut. Oh, God, he's a cannon.
Okay, this?
Oh, oh. Before I die. Oh, he's another dude. Come on, Charles, use your abilities now. You know you want to.
Dude, if I... Oh! I didn't even get to finish that statement. Damn it, wrong.
Wolverine. Haha, you fell.
Oh, yeah. And another bites the dust.
So Juggernaut has a powerful
Excellent.
helmet?
Nice
or
job.
Is it like a rock or
Magneto is
something?
over there. Follow me.
Jewel.
Jewel, that's what it is.
It's like the jewel of Kaitok or something like that. And it's in, actually, I think it's from Egypt, but it gives invulnerability and super strength.
Ha! You fell into our trap.
Played by Rebecca Romaine, Stamos / just Rebecca Romaine, and who was the other one who played Jennifer Lawrence?
Yup.
Now we're going to Platinum Center.
Go for what? Get that. Oh, did I not slash?
Not hard enough.
Oh my god. Unfair, dude. Oh my god. I'm like, I couldn't move. It was just like.
We're gonna fight Apocalypse, aren't we?
Okay, I was trying to hit the. I don't think we did. Yes.
Nightcrawler.
Bitches. Those are Reavers.
Apocalypse?
No. Just some schmoes, I think. Oh, what? Okay. So you can't jump at them. I think you gotta jump from behind. Yeah?
You can? Oh,
See, what if I do? It's like, I think, start button now. Now we fight the middle one.
Blew up. What?
So... Nice.
Decap. Kill these decap.
Eat that, motherfucker. Yeah. Oh! Keep playing that one out.
Okay.
I want to say hogwash. Yes. Disintegrate, you bitch.
X-Men! X-Men! Magneto is planning to attack Earth from his asteroid base.
Asteroid
You must
Battle.
foil his plan before it's too late.
Multiple times he's tried to
Go
take
after the
asteroid
giant
crash
sentinel.
on the Earth. Blackbird?
Why was there a sentinel?
We were following, so we knew which asteroid it was.
Okay.
So we're now going to all gold sentinel.
Because it's so it doesn't get the sun radiation, you know?
But of course,
They thought about it. Ooh. What? So it hit me, but I didn't hit it, but it hit me. I want to know.
I'll just pull my face. Okay.
Yep. Oh fuck.
That's what it's
Dude, I can't believe. Oh. Yes. Please God. Oh no, one way. Yes.
Get that. Those remind me of that, I don't know what commercial is. That cars with a half body, half motorcycle.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, so there was one guy in the Reavers that had a tank treads for legs, because basically they're humans that modified themselves to be superior to mutants, kill mutants, and
Nothing moves the blood. Nothing moves.
great. Oh, all three of them. Oh, that's just peachy.
Okay. Bob had a heart attack. Wendigo looks like a pink Pokemon.
Oh, I'm gonna put this pass out here. Now Nimrod.
Maybe we should walk forward.
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler, I'm announcing myself. Gender reveal.
I am Magneto. You are nothing.
I am Magneto.
One spell kick in the face.
Telling me that remarkable power runs through your entire body? God damn it, I did it again. Take your whooping. Now he looks like the current Magneto with the white getup. Oh, that's right.
It's the snake.
My X-Men.
Alas, that was Mystique, not Magneto.
Thank you.
Magneto is in
No.
another place.
Blue woman
Go, X-Men.
that man turned into. Oh, there you see.
He is the telepath, right? Oh yeah, that's right. We gotta wait for it.
Magneto, master of magnet.
Magnet. Oh, he's blue. Nice.
Kill.
Kill you!
Kill you.
Shield!
Oh.
Can't say mouse.
X-Men are dead! You are nothing!
Thank you. Really are helping my self-confidence.
You are...
Magneto. Ah, you fell twice.
Oh, wow. He stopped my special. Ah. Alright. Yeah, see? He stops it. Wow. Alright. Well, fuck you, buddy.
Too dumb!
Okay. Fun fact, for all those commenters out there, name one of Magneto's children because apparently there's a bunch.
Yeah. Name all of them.
Nightcrawler! Dead!
Confirmed only, though. Not theoretical.
That's speculation for me this time.
Yeah.
You are...
Yes. Yes.
So many colors.
The thing that kind of cracks me up is they probably killed 1,000 mutants right now. Right?
Yeah, it was a sanctuary, right, for the mutants on Asteroid Island?
Mm-hmm.
Just love killing things. Well, I love
Back in the day when the credits were super simple.
I love the little comic strip though. It's a nice little add-on.
Yeah, yeah. You could tell they cared a little.
Like I've said in multiple videos prior, I mean, I think it'd be really cool if they just made current console side-scroll beat-em-ups. You have to make them longer. You can't just make them like a 50-minute game, unless you had it at a lower price point in my mind.
Well, I was gonna say like make it to the caliber of like say Streets of Rage 4. I mean,
That game was fun though. That was so
the depth of it. You can't just have like punch special and you got to be able to grab them, do different techniques,
combos.
That kind of thing. Yeah, yeah. And like even special moves outside of the special power button, if you will. But yeah, this obviously this is one of the original arcade beat 'em up, so it's a little rough at times when you think about it. It's just like I said, special punch and jump. So, but I thought it was done well. The
Yeah.
enemy diversity is good.
I don't know. Different colored sentinels, yes, you had the
I think it's better than most though. You gotta think about turtles. I mean, in here we had reptiles, robots, sentinels, dinosaur, or those little things that came out of the ground.
Yeah, like
plant things.
Morlocks.
Yeah,
So,
I don't even know what the
Well,
fuck.
in terms of the turtles, you have foot soldiers, yes. You have the mousers. You have the on the floor circular discs.
Yeah, the saucers.
And I guess you're right. But the thing that's different with the foot soldiers is depending on the colors of different. They also have the rock people.
Yeah, I just think of Granitor and
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah,
either
anyway.
way. But they had those guys. But each of the color foot soldiers had different
Abilities,
weapons
yeah.
and abilities. Whereas the sentinels were just different color.
Not necessarily. Some of them punched. Some of them shot lasers.
Well, I guess I wasn't paying attention.
And some of them did something else too. But yeah,
Fell
they had
blew
some,
up.
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It wasn't like as diverse as the turtles, but anyway. All right, guys. Well, hope you enjoyed it. Again, X-Men's awesome. We're gonna come back probably and play some of the Genesis X-Men. That's definitely a couch co-op game.
Yep.
But yeah, hope you enjoyed.
Thanks for watching.